we move to the third tense, that is present perfect tense. Look at the combination present. Simply it means present tense, present time. Perfect, this means completion of an activity. Now, what is a form? That is quite easy. We use subject, then we use verb in the third form, but before verb there must be have or has. And remember present simple tense, with he, she, it we use what? S or es. She writes, he writes, and here we use has with he, she, it. And elsewhere we use have. For example, the man has taken lunch. If you say the man have taken, that is wrong. Then you should say the men have. Or if you say the man has take, that is wrong. The man has taken lunch. You have plucked a flower, and I have boiled an egg. And must not forget to pronounce the verbs correctly. Look at the verb, for example, plucked. You can't say plucked. This ed should be pronounced as t, plucked. And smashed. And what missed? I missed my mother last year when I was in the hostel. Now, how to change this tense into negative? Very simple. Simply use not after has or have. The man has not taken lunch. You have not plucked a flower. I have not boiled an egg. And she has not posted the letter. Easy, isn't it? Now, interrogative. That means question form. Very easy. Simply take has to the beginning of the sentence. For example, has the man taken lunch? And as I said earlier, if you're saying this thing, your tone must be high. You will say, has the man taken lunch? That is rising tone. And have you plucked a flower? Or have you eaten the eggs? Try this. It simply, depends on your practice, how you practice these things. And once you start speaking with your friends, with your cousins, and once you start writing, you will feel that they're quite easy. Now, we'll look at the function, why we use this tense. We use the present perfect tense to indicate completed activities in the immediate past, that is recent past. For example, Junaid has just finished his tea. Imagine Junaid completing this job, finishing his tea. I have just found him. We can also use this tense to talk about past actions whose time is not given and not definite. For example, have you read this book? Here we are not basically concerned with the time. We are concerned with the action of reading the book. We are asking somebody, have you read this book? And Shoaib has done his homework. This tense is also used to describe past events when we think more of their effect in the present than of the action itself. For example, you have eaten my lunch now. What is the effect? You've eaten my lunch. I'm angry and I'm hungry as well. Ahmad has cut his finger, and imagine the effect. He is still feeling pain. And if I say I've finished my work, simply means I can sit back. I can relax, now I'm free. We also use this tense to denote an action beginning at some point in the past and continuing up to the present moment. For example, I have known Jafar for a long time. If you say, I know Jafar for a long time, that is okay in Urdu language. But in English, you must use I have known Jafar for a long time, because this is something that started in the past and still continuing up to this time. The old man has lived in this house all his life, and I haven't seen Asif for several months. This tense can also be used for actions which occurred in the past, and that action could be repeated in the present. For example, I watched BBC many a time. And Iftikhar Arif has written many beautiful poems. Got the idea? An action being repeated and may continue. We also use this tense for habitual actions. Kashif has always helped me in trouble. Great. And I have never been late for work. Now we'll be doing the last tense for this present time, that is present perfect continuous or progressive tense. Here, if you look at the combination present perfect continuous, present means not past, neither past nor future, perfect means completion, and continuous means ing form, activity going on. This is an interesting tense, though a bit difficult for foreign learners. But anyhow, let's see the formula first. It is SVO. That means subject, verb, and object. But remember, subject, okay, verb is not easy here. We have to use has been and then the main verb in ing form, because the name of the tense is present perfect continuous. When you say perfect, means it should be have or has. Continuous, it means it must be ing form. And we can't use ing form without using be or been or is mr. So here we use been. And one more thing which makes this tense a bit complicated and I would say interesting, that is the idea of since and for. How? Look at the formula SVO and the sentence, Saima has been cooking since morning. I'll repeat, Saima has been cooking since morning. Why has? Because Saima, we're talking about single person, we're talking about a girl. Saima has been cooking. And ing form because it is continuous. Since morning, because morning time is mentioned, we must use since. Saima has been cooking since morning. This simply means this action of cooking by Saima started in the morning and going on right now and may enter future as well. Future means maybe she might finish after half an hour, after 10 minutes, after 1 hour. So this is the idea. Something started in the past, is going on right now, may continue in future. Some more examples. You have been talking for 1 hour. Here we are not saying since 1 hour because we are not sure which 1 hour. When we are definite, we say since. For example, we say you've been talking since 1 o'clock, since 5 o'clock, but for 2 hours, for 3 hours. One more example. I have been boiling potatoes for 20 minutes. Again, not sure with 20 minutes. When we talk about definite time, we use since. Otherwise, we use for. Last example, she has been playing since morning. You know what we do? We usually change this tense into present continuous tense. We Pakistani, because we're used to the tense that is present continuous. For example, in Urdu we say, Subah se barish ho rahi hai. Fine. But in English we can't say it is raining since morning. We must say it has been raining since morning. In other words, if you use since or for, you must use has been or have been. Now moving to its negative form, quite easy. Simply use not after has or have. For example, look at the positive sentence. Saima has been cooking since morning. Will simply change into Saima has not been cooking since morning. Some people confuse the use of not here. They might use after been. This is something very simple. We use not after has or have. Few more examples. You have not been talking for 1 hour. Interrogative. Quite easy. Drag has or have to the beginning of the sentence. The rest is same. Saima has not been cooking since morning. Changes into has Saima not been cooking since morning? And have you not been talking for 1 hour? And have I not been boiling potatoes for 20 minutes? And has she not been playing since morning? Now the function, I'm going to give you the function of this tense. That is not quite complicated. I've explained a few things already, but anyhow, let's do the function once again. We use the present perfect continuous tense to talk about an action which began at some time in the past. Remember? Sometime in the past and is still continuing. For example, the people have been cleaning the road since last Saturday. And this tense is also sometimes used for an action already finished. In such cases, the emphasis is on the continuity of the action in the past but have present results. For example, why are you wet, or why your clothes are wet? And the person says, I've been walking in the rain. His walking in the rain is over now, but the effect is still there. What is that? His clothes are wet. One more example. Why are you so tired? Well, I've been running for a long time. Got the idea? We can also use this tense to talk about repeated actions and events. I have been playing a lot of tennis these days. Sort of repetition, something that has been going on for some time. And we have been watching many interesting documentaries these days. So, dear learners, this is the idea of present tense. Remember, we have got 4 time concepts within this present tense. These are present simple tense, which makes use of the first form of verb and do and does. Then present continuous form, main verb with is, am, are. And then we have got what? Present perfect tense. Have, has, plus third form. And then we have got present perfect continuous tense, that is has been, have been, and then verb in the ing form, and then since or for. That is all. I hope you have learned quite a few new things, and I hope you practice them well as well to master the language. That's all for now. Allah Hafiz. Thank you very much.